Coutinho. Ronaldo. Free kick, Portugal. Challenged by Busquets. Cristiano Ronaldo is the first player in history to score at 8 successive major tournaments. He just keeps creating records. And you know, he's only 33 years old. And given his physical condition, you really wouldn't bet against him being in Qatar in 4 years' time, provided Portugal qualify to appear at a 5th World Cup finals. Ramos. Sergio Ramos, who ended yesterday's media conference, which was full of questions about the managerial and coaching situation with Spain, by saying, cheer up, we're not at a funeral, let's get this World Cup started. And with that, he stood up and promptly marched out of the room. He did say it with a smile on his face, it has to be said. But there'll be no smiles in the Spain camp at the moment. Ronaldo clearly fouled. You can see the referee's position, an absolutely unimpeded view. And Ronaldo does what he does best. Incidentally, talking of him playing at a 5th World Cup finals in 4 years' time, no player has actually scored at 5 different World Cup finals. No doubting Fernando Hierro's pedigree. Former Spanish international, Real Madrid defender. 29 goals in 89 appearances for Spain. Played at 3 World Cup finals. There was nobody better placed, really, than the sporting director of the Spanish Football Association. Well, the Spanish Football Federation, to give it its correct title. Isco. Looking for Diego Costa. Here's Iniesta. Spain really haven't had a prolonged spell of possession so far. Here's Nacho. Koke couldn't keep hold of it. Ramos. Iniesta. Costa. Busquets. Ramos. 2 on that far side. And 2 in the penalty area, hoping to get on the end of it. The shot comes in from Silva. You can see David Silva here in a little bit of space. The 4th highest goal scorer for Spain, skying that one. His international debut way back in 2006, David Silva, who was an unused substitute in the 2010 World Cup final victory. Played back by Piqué. Ramos. If you have just joined us, Portugal in front. Cristiano Ronaldo with an early penalty after he was fouled in the penalty area. Busquets. It was in fact Portugal's quickest World Cup goal since 1966, when they reached the semi-finals with the great Eusebio and company, only to be beaten in the last four by the eventual champions England. Ronaldo's little flick on. Guedes was trying to get on the end of it. Alba. Here's Ramos. Quickly forward by Isco. No free kick. You can hear the reaction from the Spanish supporters. There's Alba. Took a tumble. Rui Patricio made one appearance at the last World Cup before being injured. Portuguese goalkeeper, incidentally one of four Sporting players in the Portuguese squad who have this week served notice on their club that they wish to terminate their contract because after a rather unsavoury incident at the club's training ground. And that matter will now go to court. William, Gelson Martins and Bruno Fernandes are the others. Piqué. Here's Ramos. Spain's captain, who always sees a lot of the ball as he brings it out from defence. Alba. We're going to take on Pepe. Isco. That's a corner. Spain's first corner of the match. And they've taken it short. Plenty of bodies forward in white for Spain. No way through for Iniesta. Costa is the target. There's a little bit of debate as to whether it would be Sergio Costa playing up front or maybe Rodrigo, the other striker. Diego Costa has won the day. Here's Rafael Guerreiro. Ronaldo. Jose Font. Hasn't played a great deal of football in the past year. The Portuguese centre-half, Font, who's now with Chinese club Dalian Yifang. Nacho, the man who gave away the penalty. Busquets. Iniesta. Diego Costa. Again, there's targets in the middle. Cross was too deep, though. Easily gathered by Rui Patricio. Fernando Hierro is like a box of tricks on the edge of the technical area. He's constantly moving up and down, urging his players. The newly installed Spanish national coach. Worked wide by Moutinho. Cedric. Here's Moutinho again. This is Rafael Guerreiro. Guerreiro. And just that little bit of pressure from Costa meant the slight miss kick from the goalkeeper. Guedes just beaten to it by Koke. Here's Piqué. Worked out wide by Isco. Ramos. Isco. Iniesta. Slowly making strides forward, Spain. Iniesta again. Silva wanted the ball played forward to him. Picked up on this at near side by Nacho. Away by Ronaldo, and Portugal might be able to break away here. It's Gonçalo Guedes, and Ronaldo making the run on this near side. Guedes will have to go all the way on his own. The pass was on for a fraction of a second there to Ronaldo, but the Portuguese captain had to check his run for fear of going offside. You see Guedes here just having a little look to his left, and then rather ran up a cul-de-sac. Piqué. First yellow card of the night. The referee was just waiting there to see what might happen. And as Moutinho challenged for it, then it was Guedes who was caught. Sergio Busquets is the first player to be cautioned then tonight. And Spain have some defending to do. It's a promising position this for Portugal, and you know who wants it as well. It's the familiar setup. Will he go for goal? Will he drive it in, hoping to get a touch from a teammate? Everyone knows what's coming. But Portugal do have somebody else out there just in case the free kick comes in a different direction. It is Ronaldo, it's straight into the wall. Look at the power behind this. The two Portuguese players, though, in the wall, committing the foul. Here's Nacho. Piqué. Gerard Piqué, who will retire from international football for Spain after this World Cup. One of the 6 players in this squad who were involved in 2010 when Spain lifted the trophy. Silva. Ramos. Forward by Iniesta. Silva. Silva's little touch. Costa isn't going to get on the end of that one. Not had a great deal of service so far tonight. Diego Costa. Ronaldo's header. This is William. Pepe. Might well be the last major tournament that we see Pepe and Jose Font together in the heart of the Portuguese defence. Pepe now 35 years of age, Font now 34. Little touch forward from Koke. Costa. Held up by Pepe. Isco. Content to let that ball roll for a Spanish throw. Ramos. Touch from Iniesta. Here's Iniesta again. Andres Iniesta looking to pull it back. And the shot is deflected wide from David Silva. Spain win their second corner. Iniesta crucial in that build-up. All bar one, back for Portugal. It was towards Piqué. A little touch from Bernardo Silva, and Portugal are away. It's 3 against 2 here if the ball can be played correctly. Ronaldo in field. And Spain just able to get back. Guedes unable to apply the finishing touch to a scintillating breakaway move. Spain really struggling to get back in numbers. A little touch in field from Ronaldo. But Spain were back. That's twice now that Portugal have broke away from deep inside their own half. Approaching the midway point of the first half. Portugal in front, and they have never lost a World Cup match when they have scored the opening goal. 12 wins out of 13. The other ending all square. And looking to expunge bitter memories from 4 years ago when they lost 4-0 to Germany in their opening match. Toe poke from Bernardo Silva. Finds Guerrero. Ronaldo's in the middle. Long ball forward, looking for Diego Costa up against Pepe. Pepe gets the header and goes down. Play continues. It's Diego Costa. Can he get the shot away? Costa scores! And while Spain celebrate, Portugal are extremely upset about the manner of that goal. They felt there was a clear foul there on Pepe. There you can see the Portuguese defender down on the ground, but what brilliant skill. VAR is checking for a potential foul by Diego Costa. That check has been completed, and the goal stands. There's the incident. Pepe goes down. Look how many defenders are back here for Portugal. Diego Costa all on his own, unable to fire it past Rui Patricio. Portugal won, Spain won. And this match, which promised so much, is at the moment most certainly delivering. Who was it who was saying a few minutes ago that Diego Costa hadn't had much service? Yeah, I'll admit that. It is still swelteringly hot here in Sochi. Such a humid night. But an enthralling, engrossing Group B fixture. Morocco and Iran, the other two teams in this group. Isco. Alba. Here's Iniesta. Alba's continuing his run forward. it's off the underside of the bar. Diego Costa, can he bundle it in? Rui Patricio with the save. Now the flag is up on this near side. And that may well have been for offside. Isco is asking for VAR to have a review of his shot, but goal line technology would have alerted the referee to the fact that the ball had crossed the line. What an effort that was from Isco. Spain stung by that early Portuguese penalty. Right back in it. The momentum of this match at the moment, certainly with the team in white. Alba. Ramos. Koke. Alba. Silva. Diego Costa. Ball won fairly. Well, you can see there, Bruno Fernandes is going to be cautioned. Well, he thought it was a fair challenge. And initially it didn't appear as though the assistant on this near side had raised his flag. Bruno Fernandes is shown yellow. Silva and Koke standing behind this free kick for Spain. Everybody back for Portugal. Silva. Look at the angle of his run-up if it is to be him. Top corner will be the target, you would presume. Ramos waiting in the penalty area. At the moment, he's just in an offside position. The nation awaits. Silva straight into the wall. Clearance not too far, though. Koke. Easily away by Font. Guedes. Too high for Ronaldo. Taken down by Silva. Guerrero made the run on the overlap. Here he is, the fullback. Ronaldo. Here's William. Fernandes. Been a busy evening so far for the Italian official. But as you can see here, the ball, the whole of the ball, did not cross the line. Well, Spain felt there might have been a handball there from Font. Flag was up for an offside against Costa anyway. Here is Costa, scorer of the Spanish equaliser. This is Font. Diego Costa's equaliser after 24 minutes, his first shot on target at a World Cup. Might be a little fresher than the rest. He didn't play for 6 months at the end of last year, you remember, after his dispute with his former club Chelsea in England, before moving back to his former club Atletico Madrid. Incidentally, this Spanish squad have played an awful lot of club football over the last year. Spain's squad have played more club football last season than any other World Cup nation. A total of 85,554 minutes between the 23 of them. Isco will try and keep that in and does so. It's away by Cedric. Iniesta. Silva's in a little bit of room on this near side. Piqué. Iniesta. What an emotional farewell it was for him from Barcelona at the end of last season. Off to pastures new in Japan with Vissel Kobe in the J-League. Foul on Busquets. Busquets. Nacho. Silva. Ramos. Iniesta. Picked up by William. Ronaldo set off on a run ahead of him, but wasn't spotted by the Portuguese midfielder. Portugal's throw, was it? Well, the referee has brought play back. Bernardo Silva took the throw quickly, and Cristiano Ronaldo was away. But actually, the throw was awarded by the referee the other way. See here, the ball goes out of play. Taken very quickly by Silva, but erroneously. Nacho. Isco. Here's Nacho. Patient build-up from Spain. Koke trying to find a way through onto the end of his own.